Good day, everyone. This is grade 12 Life Science Paper 1 and topic responding to the environment, plants. Therefore, now 3.4, they're saying a group of learners conducted an investigation to determine the effects of auxins on the growth of stem and base seedlings. Therefore, the procedure was as follows: 30 bean seeds were allowed to germinate for 5 days. To produce seedlings. Therefore, the seedlings were divided into 3 groups, A, B, and C, of 10 seedlings each. Right. Therefore, now the tips of all the seedlings were cut at the same length. Okay, at the same length. Right. Therefore, in group A, the cut tip was placed back on top of the young stem. In group B, the tip was not placed back. In group C, a piece of plastic was placed on top of the cut surface and the tip was then placed on top of the plastic. The seedlings in all the groups were placed in dark cupboard for a week. The growth of the stem was then observed. The diagram below shows how seedlings in each group were treated. Right, therefore now 3.4.1. Identify the dependent variable in this investigation. So then now the dependent variable, it is what we call the stem growth. Stem growth. Stem growth. Very good. Therefore now 3.4.2. Why did the learners cut the tips of the young stems? Therefore, they cutted the tips of the young stems to remove the source of auxins, right? To remove the source of auxins, right? They cutted the tip to remove the source of auxins, or one can say the tip produces auxins. Very good. Therefore, now 3.4.3. Give one reason why 10 bean seedlings were used in each group. Right? Is to increase the reliability. Right? To increase what? To increase the reliability. To increase the reliability. Therefore, now 3.4.4, or one can say the validity of results is still okay. Therefore, now 3.4.4, write down the letters A, B, or C on the group where there will be no upward growth of the stem. Therefore, now it is on B, group B, and then also in group C. Therefore, now there will be no upward growth of the stem. So it is group B and what? And group C. Therefore, now 3.4.5. Right. Therefore, describe how auxins cause apical dominance. Right. How auxins cause apical dominance. Therefore, now the presence of auxin in the tip of the stem, right, it stimulates upward growth, and then now it inhibits development of lateral branches. So then now we can see the presence of auxins at the tip, right? Let's say this is the first point. At the tip of the stem, right, it stimulates upward growth. It stimulates upward growth. Very good. And then now inhibit development, and it inhibits development of lateral roots. And then now it inhibits development of what? Of lateral branches. Very good. Therefore, now 3.4.6. Name the plant hormone. A. other than oxys that promotes the germination of seeds. It is what we call gibberellins, right? Gibberellins. Gibberellins. It is a hormone, right? Very good. It promotes the germination of seeds. Then now B, that inhibits the germination of seeds. It is what we call abscisic acid, right? Abscisic acid. Very good. Therefore, now let's go to another question. Right. Now we have question 3. Therefore, now 3.1, they're saying the graph below shows the concentration of abscisic acid in a cherry tree during different seasons of the year. Right, therefore now this tree species loses all its leaves in autumn and goes into a state of dormancy, right? Dormancy during the winter month. Abscisic acid concentration in a cherry during different seasons of the year. That's the heading, right? That's the heading of the line graph. Therefore now we have abscisic acid concentration, we have the seasons of the year, which is autumn, winter, and spring. Therefore now 3.1.1 is saying during which month was the abscisic acid concentration the lowest? It is in November, right? November. Very good. 3.1.2, explain the trend of the graph from March to May, right? From March to May. From March to May. So then now we have to explain the trend. We can say that the concentration of abscisic acid increases, right? Concentration of abscisic increases, right? We can also say that to stimulate the falling of the leaves, right? To stimulate the falling of the leaves. To stimulate the falling of the what? Of the leaves. The falling of the leaves. And also because it is 3 marks, 3 points, remember? And then now to prepare the tree for dormancy, right? To prepare the tree for what? For dormancy. Right? For dormancy. Very good. Therefore, now 3.1.3, suggest one reason for the dormancy in cherry trees during a winter month. So then now we can say it is because we have less sunlight, right? Less sunlight, and also we can also say it is because the decreased of photosynthesis, right? Decreased photosynthesis. Very good. So then now if you want fully explained answers or fully session about this topic, therefore now don't hesitate to call or WhatsApp the number on the description below. Thank you for watching.